Okay.
Yes, we are live once again, live and in color. Welcome, guys, to episode 33. Yes, we are 33 episodes in, and we are so excited that we have lasted 33 episodes. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. So, want to thank everyone that has been here from the beginning, that's been here through our journey as our growth as a podcast, and also supporting all the guests that we've brought on this show. As you know, we only bring the best of the best on here. There's no debates about it, man. You come on this show, you got to put in that work in your sport. You got to be top notch to go ahead and come on here and promote yourself. And you never know who's watching. Okay, we've I also want to give a shout out to one of our previous guests. Um, y'all remember Speedy, Tony
Yes.
Boyd? Yes, he has getting he's getting notified. I mean, not notified, but recognized after being on here. He's had Wofford State, a
Wofford University.
Wofford State. It's a
Wofford.
Division 1 school. They've taken notice of Speedy, and I want to say congratulations. Not sure if they gave him a preliminary offer yet or not, but we know that they have reached out to him, and he actually met one of the D1 coaches in person. So we want to give Speedy a shout out for that. So our guests, you come on here, it's not just an interview. You don't know who's watching. Yeah, you never know. You may somebody may reach out to you. You know, so come on here, tell your story, and have fun doing it. So without further ado, let me let y'all know who's the smiley face that's in our screen with us today. This guy is amazing, and it's not just because he's from my hometown in Southern California. Yeah, I'm a Cali guy. Y'all should know that, and that's where that's one of the reasons why I like my dude right here. He's repping my hometown. But that's not the main reason why we brought him on here. He is an amazing athlete. He is dynamic on that court. He's very fast, very shifty, and has a very, very, very consistent jump shot. So don't leave him open. If you do, hey, just pay the price. Just take the ball out of bounds and just inbound the ball and get ready to go on the other end. Not only that, he has a passion for martial arts, and he does something that I've never done in my life: a snowboard. I think that's pretty cool. One day we might have to hit the slopes together as you watch me screaming going down that mountain. No, I'm just kidding. But
Already.
one day, man, hopefully he can teach me how to snowboard so we can go out there and hit them slopes together. You know, up there in California, they have some good runs. I've been up to Big Bear before. That's a very good run up there. So without further ado, and all my yapping, Carlos,
Yes.
tell everybody who we have on the show today.
Yes. All right. Today's guest is a class of 2033 basketball player, From Southern California, he is a passionate young athlete with a heart for basketball and a drive that sets him apart. This athlete has a strong work ethic, a love for competition, and a bright future ahead. So now, please welcome to the Be Ready Sports Podcast, Kennedy Underwood.
Kennedy, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it was easy. It's nothing, man. You deserve to be on here. You deserve to be on here, man. Like yesterday, you know.
Yeah.
When I started this podcast, he was one of the main ones I was thinking about, and I said we got to get Kennedy on here, and we finally made it happen. But tell them a little bit about you, Kennedy, before we get started.
So I am a three-way athlete. I play jujitsu, snowboarding, and my main one is probably basketball. I like my favorite. I like basketball because it's really fun, and I also like those other ones because it's fun to like play sports with all my friends and family.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
And before we get started, uh, you know, telling everybody about you, Kennedy, we have a few announcements that we have to make. This one is a pretty big one for me. As you know, the Be Ready Sports Podcast, we also help sponsor the Hurricane Basketball Academy, which is academy that I run. So not only do we, you know, not only do we promote these athletes here on the podcast, we also work with them one on one on person. So I just want to give a shout out and let you guys know of the newest addition to the Hurricane Basketball Academy. Kind of put him through the ringer yesterday. We had our first training session, and boy, yeah, he he understood that it's real. But you know, but I like that. He's very 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 dedicated. He loved the whole process. So I want y'all, and he's not too much older than you, Kennedy. I want to welcome Mr. Corbin Hazel to the Hurricane Basketball Academy, and he's going to do great things, great things. So, Corbin, we're going to sound the alarm for you. Welcome aboard, my man Corbin. Welcome aboard. You got any words of encouragement from my man Corbin? He's watching.
Who, me?
Yes, you, Carlos.
Um, just keep on working. Just keep on working. Keep getting better. Keep on getting better, and you will get noticed with if you keep on working. Keep on working.
Awesome. And Kennedy, you have any words of encouragement for Corbin as he starts
Yeah.
his journey?
Yes. Don't ever give up and always push yourself to do the most.
No, my man, see that's coming from two of your peers, Corbin. So let's get it. I'm excited to bring you on, and I know you're excited. And let's have a fun journey. Now, there's also some big news going on. Unless you've been living under a stone or don't follow basketball, yes, today is the day that I predicted. What was it? 2 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. When the series first started.
Yeah, Game 7, y'all. There's nothing better. If you're a basketball player or a basketball fan, there's no better sentence to hear than Game 7 of the NBA Finals. We don't get them too often, and when you have them, cherish them, man. And I think this one's going to be a great one. This has been a great series so far. It's been highly competitive, great storylines, been up and down. You and even though OKC's been heavy favorites, Indiana has been right there, letting everybody know they belong. So my prediction is I do predict that OKC will pull this, will get this win tonight, but it won't be easy. It'll be close dogfight, and I predict SGA is going to hit the game winner tonight.
Oh yeah, you did say that too.
Hmm.
Yes, you did.
So I'm going to start with my guest, with our guest, not just mine, our guest, Mr. Kennedy. What is your what is your predictions for Game 7? And tell us how excited you are for it.
I'm really excited for it, and I think Indiana's gonna end up winning, and Halliburton's gonna have a lot of, and Halliburton's gonna be like a big help to it, and he's gonna like have a lot of points and assists.
Oh, he's see my guest. I love it when my guests disagree with me, because then we have something to talk about during the game.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm gonna let you know if OKC win though. Kennedy, just be prepared, okay?
Okay.
But he makes some good points. You know, he makes some good points.
Yeah,
And
he did.
so for Indiana to win, that was my next question. So you predict that for Indiana to win, you think Halliburton has to have a huge game.
Yes, not just Halliburton, like the role players too, like the other players, like Pascal Siakam and like the other players.
Well, I don't think Pascal Siakam is a role player. I think he's more like the one and two with him
Yeah,
and Holly, because he's actually leading everyone on the Pacers in scoring for the finals and in this whole playoff run. So he's been under the radar as being the leader of this team. And then don't forget, he won already as an underdog.
Yes. Yes, he is
yeah,
a
He's run
champion.
already as an underdog in 2019 with Kawhi. So he's been there before. He knows what it takes to win a championship. So Carlos,
Yeah.
we got to say the best for last. I know you're going to give us a very good your take on this finals. So
Yes.
so the floor is yours, my brother. The floor
Yes.
is yours.
So this game is the 20th game 7 in history. 20th game 7. Obviously the last one was in 2016 with the Cavaliers Warriors. That ended up being a legendary game. Well, let's see what happens tonight. See if it's great, and we'll be talking about that for like 10, 20 years from now. But my prediction, I'm gonna go OKC here. I'm gonna go OKC. But
Mm,
something's telling me that Indiana might, sneak up in there and try and, take that away from OKC. But I got OKC. I'm gonna stay with OKC because the home court advantage, that place at the Paycom Center is a tough place to play. That is a tough place to play over there in the Paycom Center, and you already know OKC will go crazy tonight because they might win their first title ever in their franchise history. So this is gonna be a historic game.
it's first one in OKC.
Yes, first one in
Like,
OKC. Obviously, the
yeah, they
Supersonics.
still
Yeah.
holding on to the Supersonics championship until Seattle makes an expansion team. Then they're going to give the
Yes.
history back over to Seattle.
Yes. We obviously hope that Seattle gets another NBA team. Obviously, to
Well deserved, man. It's been too long.
Yes, I know. Kevin Durant's been petitioning it. Like everybody's been petitioning it that Seattle should have a expansion team. But OKC, I got OKC win tonight, their first title in Oklahoma City, and it will be an amazing night over there in Oklahoma City.
Yes, sir. And Kennedy, you have a comment here. Can you see it?
yes,
Um, Mitchell's at New U. Um, thank you for this comment. Guys, also newcomers to the show, please go ahead. Subscribe to the channel. Like this episode, like it up, and share it with everybody you know. Let it more people know, the more people will see Kennedy and any other on all the stars that we bring on here, and more exposure is better for the athletes. But he says, KJ, that will be you soon. Stay humble like SGA. I love that comment.
Yeah, he's humble. He's definitely humble. He had to work his way up, most definitely, and then look at him now. He's in the NBA Finals.
Chief!
Finally, we see this guy.
Chief! He's been here since episode 1. You've seen Chief pop in a few times. He calls in on the regular. one of our first subscribers here on the channel. Shout out to my man Chief.
Vegas and Homeland says OKC. If the
And
Pacers win, I will not be surprised. Same thing. Yeah, same. Like OKC, everybody's saying OKC. I will not be surprised if the Pacers do take one from OKC tonight and wins the final. So I agree with that.
so, like I said, I wouldn't be mad if the Pacers do win. Um, I'm a diehard Laker fan. Everybody knows that. I can't root for two teams, but but if I wasn't a Laker fan, I would I would be a Pacer fan. That back from Reggie Miller days because I was a huge Reggie Miller fan. So I'm not mad. Now I won't be mad if the Pacers win. So, any final thoughts about Game 7 from you, Kennedy, or Carlos?
The Pacers, they obviously have Pascal Siakam, who is a champion on that squad. Rick Carlisle, who is also a champion, has coached 2011 the Mavericks, beat the Heat, so he knows how to win. Same thing as Siakam. Yeah, so obviously, they're gonna have that experience on their team, so that may be a little bit of an advantage for the Pacers, but I guess we'll see tonight.
Yes, sir. And Ken, you have any final thoughts on the
Yeah,
series?
yeah, like how Carlos said, the Pacers have a lot more experience, so like that gave them an advantage. But the OKC is also at their home, so they also have an advantage. So we could see tonight who actually wins.
Man, you guys need to get a podcast together, man. Man, you guys are doing. You guys make some great takes. I may need to log off and let you guys run with the show.
Nah.
But what we will discuss on some future episodes of the big news that's going on. Um, I'm not gonna go into much in depth today because today is all about Kennedy and not about he who should not be named. But
Yeah.
he's been talking out the side of his neck so much that I have to talk about it. So we will do a show, me and Carlos,
Yeah.
on this very topic of the insane things that he said about the triangle offense not working today, which is all cap. Um,
Ring culture.
about the idiotic comments that's going wrong around ring culture. And funny thing about that is all the stars that hasn't won a ring is supporting LeBron, like the Tracy McGrady's, the Gilbert Arenases, your Jason Williams, who triple teamed Stephen A. So once I figure out how to get that soundbite on here, we'll talk about that too. Because of course they agree with LeBron because they never won a ring. And then he made this comment. Let me find it. I'll put it up here somewhere.
Okay. So in the meantime, while you're looking for that, Chief said if the game is closed, Pacers are most clutch. Yeah. Yeah, if the game is closed, watch for Tyrese to hit a shot. You gotta watch out for him. So he might not be 100% because obviously the calf strain, but he will be better obviously compared from Game 6 because he had time to rest and will play in the game of his life tonight. Okay, so that's the
Okay.
clip.
He on that same show on First Take when it was Gilbert Arenas, Jason Williams, and Tracy McGrady on there with Stephen A. And they were talking about LeBron's comments on the ring culture. Now, when they made their rebuttals towards Stephen A.'s comments that he made regarding LeBron's statements, and he said, I'm not quoting him word for word, but he's basically made a comment like, you understand that championships matter because the moves that you made was to chase rings. And you didn't leave Cleveland to go to Miami to not get a ring. You didn't leave Miami to go back to Cleveland to get a ring. And you came to LA to get a ring. But one thing that's the one thing um that struck my nerve was I was on board with what he was saying because he was saying like some stars, are championship worthy players, but because of their situations, they weren't able to get a ring. And I was kind of like, I understand where you're coming from with that comment, but the top 1% make it happen. But then he took it a step further and said this, and he got a applause from the audience when he said this. He said, if you replace Kobe with me, talking about Tracy McGrady with Shaq, where he was referring to Kobe's early years, and he asked the question, I don't win the championship. So what he's basically trying to say is that he's either as good or better than Kobe. And if he would have played with Shaq, he would have got a ring too. That's how that's how I took it. So I'm going to ask my panel here. Yeah, you guys are my panel.
Panel.
You too, Kennedy. I want to hear what you got to say about this. He probably doesn't. Do you even know who Tracy McGrady is, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I have to make sure I ask that first because it's gonna be awkward if I ask you this and you be like, "I don't
Yeah,
even know
like
who Tracy McGrady is, bro."
Okay.
Nah, but I'll start with Carlos. I'm gonna give you some time to think about it a little bit, Kennedy. So do you agree with Tracy McGrady or disagree that if you replace him with Kobe, that he wins those championships with Shaq?
Hmm. Um, I'm probably hmm. Um, I'm probably gonna disagree on here because Kobe's obviously he's great because of his mentality. Obviously he played with Shaq, won a championship in LA. Won multiple championships in LA. Obviously Tracy McGrady was in Orlando. I think they made the finals. They played the Lakers. They lost. So obviously he ran into Kobe and Shaq, and that's probably the main excuse why he didn't win a ring. So yeah, I'm probably gonna disagree probably.
He never made it to the finals with against Kobe and Shaq.
Oh no? Okay.
No, it was later when Kobe had Gasol. Is
Okay.
when he was there.
Yeah,
Uh, so you disagree with T Mac?
yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, probably gonna disagree here because Kobe and Shaq's chemistry was like good, very good, elite.
Yeah, but Shaq does great things with a good wingman.
That's true.
But what about you, Kennedy? What do you think about this? Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree because Kobe was like one of the best players of all time, and if you replace Tracy McGrady, um, you wouldn't get the same thing because Kobe and Shaq had a good chemistry, and they knew each other very well, and Kobe's mentality and how good Kobe was, you can't get that from Tracy McGrady.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was my next thing. It's the mentality of the player. Like you have to have that championship grit, and Kobe proved that at an early age. Rookie season, dude shot 4 air balls in a closeout game, and that right there would have broke an average player. But the story said after that series, he went into an empty gym and he shot lights out all day long to get to. He made himself tired and shot thousands of shots every day, so he could make sure that he had that leg strength to make those shots when it mattered. So that's the difference. Is the mentality. I'm not saying Tracy McGrady's not a great player, not saying that he's not a hard worker, but we all know the mentality of the two is different. It's one thing to be an elite scorer. There's a lot of players that average 30. There's a lot of players that score a lot of points. There's a lot of players that have 40 and 50-point games. But when it comes down to it, can you get the job done? So I feel like he'll get one maybe, but does he have does he have the balls to walk up to Shaq and tell him, "Dude, we'll be a better team if you come to the season in shape." Can he carry when Shaq comes in came into the season out of shape? Can he carry the squad to keep them afloat or top of at the tops in the league while Shaq gets back into game shape? No, you know, there's different parameters to what was going on in LA around the time
Yeah.
during that. It's not just you going out there and scoring a lot of points. If that was the case, they would have won a championship with Penny. No disrespect to Penny, but there's more to it than scoring points.
And
Um, Mi- man, Mitchell was coming in clutch with these comments today, man.
Shaq was unstoppable, but not good at free throws. Kobe took over to close. Disagree. So
I think he's disagreeing with T Mac. I don't think he's disagreeing with us
no, he's basically he's basically disagreeing the thingy. Here,
with the
see.
thingy.
With this the content.
I told, told you as a journalist, you can't use words like thingy.
KJ, you sound far older than 10. Great people IQ, history matters, learn from old school.
Sure, let him read it.
Okay, let me read your thing.
But that's for you, KJ.
Yeah.
And Chiefs also says, I see his point too, but he says, I see his point. T Mac at his apex before injuries. Kobe called him his toughest opponent, which is true.
Yes, he did.
He
Yeah.
was also close with T Mac, which is also true. But Chief, tell me in the chat. Um, tell me in the chat what separates the two. Uh, which you know the history of what went down through that whole thing. Shaq coming in there, he had one season where he came in shape and he won MVP, and that was only because he was upset at what happened the season prior with David Robinson. So he came in there in shape and won MVP. Then after that, he never came back in shape again. And Kobe, you know, went up to him. Do you see T Mac doing that? Do you see T Mac being a leader like that? See, there's levels to it. There's to being a multi champion. You know, it's not easy getting two in a row. It's definitely not easy getting three in a row. That's why not that's why there's only you can count on one hand how many teams that won three or more championships in a row.
True. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on this?
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Um, but this is what he said years prior. Um, and this is what Tracy McGrady on why he has no regrets of not winning an NBA championship. He said this way before these ring culture. I think this was about 10 years ago. He's no, it was like right around the time that he quit playing basketball. He said there's a bunch of cats that has championship rings that ain't put in the work. So that says a lot about his mindset. You know, that doesn't sound like somebody that has no regrets of not winning a championship. I think that's a shot at a lot of guys that has won a championship that he feel like he's better than. That's how I take that because everybody that's in the league puts in work or they won't be there.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
more than others, but you don't get to to the top of your sport or or your career, whatever you're doing, if you don't put in work. You got to, or you won't be there. So I'm not gonna go into depth on this, but you know
Well, we'll have a
that
separate
goes
show for that.
that tells you a lot about his mentality. What was that, Carlos?
Oh, we're gonna have a different and a separate show on it, right? On this.
Oh yeah, we don't go in detail on this on a whole totally separate show.
Yeah. So
All right, let me take this off because we got one more thing we're gonna talk about before we do the Q&A. Let's get to some of these comments real quick. Uh, Chief said difference was mentality. Yeah, absolutely. And he
Yeah,
says he was mad at Shaq too. That's why me and Bruce disagree with his top 10. I'm pretty sure he's referring to Format Podcast, Bruce.
probably.
Bruce ranked Shaq over, oh, he's trying to say Voldemort. He should, he will
Bold.
not be named. I know what he's trying to say. He should not be named.
Yeah.
All right. And there was one other, because also have comments here from Steph Curry. We're going to talk about this later. This is going towards the ring culture that we're going to talk about on a different show, but I just want to highlight this. I highlighted Steph Curry, who said it's all about winning. Because I was comparing like what's more important, stats or winning, because we're going to talk about that in depth. Because these LeBron fans out here wants to make it seem like stats overshadow winning when they don't. And these are coming from top players that have won multiple championships. Curry says it's all about winning. Stats really don't matter. I mean, guys have great series and all that, and people take notice and take their place in history with those stats and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning and what you can do to help your team get to that point. That's from Steph Curry. Take it one step further. Shaquille O'Neal, also another NBA vet that has won multiple championships, says the exact same thing. Stats don't matter. I care about winning, not stats. If I score 0 points and we win, I'm happy. If I score 50, 60 points, break the records, and we lose, I'm pissed off because I knew I did something wrong. I'll have I'll have a hell of a season if we win the championship and average 20 points a game. That's coming from Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
And I will break down also in depth on that episode. Um, these LeBron supporters like to put out there that he has the most clutch points and all this in history with no context. That is fine, but he was in the but we all know that was a weaker conference. That's all. No context matters in those games. What was the situations? Okay,
Yeah.
context matters. Out of all that success, all them stats with clutch points and everything, why did he only win four? Why he went to the finals 10 times and still only won four? Okay, why
Yeah.
did he lose in the Eastern Conference Finals in '09 when when his team was clearly the favorite? These are rhetorical questions that we
Okay.
will talk about in the previous episode. Like I said, today's about Kennedy, but
Yes.
I'm getting irritated because of all this nonsense coming my way. With when you get a podcast, people want to flood you with topics. And they want to come on here and debate and all this other stuff. But I have receipts from people that have won. There's going to be more about the
Yeah.
episode when the episode comes around. But there's some from current players. There's some quotes from Hall of Famers that have exactly said the same thing. And it's coming. I'm finding a pattern during this investigation that all the players that have not won championships, besides Allen Iverson, agrees with LeBron James. Sorry, Kennedy. I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
Um, but we also have a big trade that I want to talk about real quick. We'll make this quick so we can start the Q&A for
Yeah.
my man Kennedy because he's looking over here like, dude, quit talking about all this stuff. Talk about me.
Yeah. Ring culture. Yeah. Save
Uh,
ring
he's,
culture for another episode.
he's like, I got a lot of rings. You want to see? But today, big news that happened. I think it was around like like, like
Yeah,
12, 1 o'clock this afternoon. I mean,
yeah,
KD didn't even know. He
yeah.
was he was at FanQuest when he found out that he got
At
traded.
Fanatics Fest.
Fanatics, Fanatics Fest,
FanQuest.
FanQuest, whatever.
What is
It's
FanQuest?
whatever.
Fan, Fanatics Fest in New York City.
Yeah, they all fanatics. I wouldn't have been there. I
And
ain't hang
plus, the
around.
breaking news occurred in the middle of the Florida Panthers parade that happened this afternoon. So you right now.
Yeah, I already know you want to talk about that.
Oh, but obviously, let's talk about the breaking news that occurred in the middle of my parade. Go on.
Oh, it covers the whole screen.
Wait, Tony, I got you. I got you. I got you.
It covers the whole screen. But now you're covering up my man Kenny. You can't be doing my man like that.
No, because you literally had it covering the whole screen and covering all three of
Yeah,
us.
but don't cover my man Kenny. He was the only one covered, man. You can't do my man like that. I
No, no, but
apologize,
change the
Kennedy, man.
format.
He's covering up your face like that, man. How rude of Carlos. No, I'm just kidding. Well, today, big breaking news that Kevin Durant was traded today to the Houston Rockets. And the one thing I like about the trade, they did not have to include Sangoon.
No, they
They
didn't.
got to keep Hans Sangoon. They got to keep Amin Thompson, and
Yeah.
they got to keep their core. They traded off one of the pieces that they felt that was underproducing last year in Jalen Green and the and the headache of everyone's locker room, Dylan Brooks,
Dylan Brooks, yeah.
with the number 10 pick and multiple second round picks.
Yep.
So let's start with Kennedy on this one, man. What do you think about this trade? For what do you What's your thoughts on this trade?
I think this Kevin Durant's probably gonna help out the Rockets a lot, and he's gonna like Jalen Green and Kevin Durant. They're probably gonna be like a really big duo, and like it's gonna like help out the Rockets and help them make it to the championship.
Okay.
Okay. So so you agree that they're making this move to win, right?
Yes.
So what would you say to anybody that says it's not all about winning? What would you tell them?
You like it like if it's not all about winning, like what else is there about? Like if you score like 50 points, but your team still loses, that's still an L to you.
And
Okay.
that's coming from the youth. Yeah, I mean, y'all need to people just need to put their feelings aside and just understand teams make these moves to win. You know, you work hard at basketball not just because you love basketball, but you also to what? Win, right? Right,
Yeah.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, Chief. He's 10. I told you we only put the best of the best on here, Chief. We don't just put any random kids on here. My man, yeah, my man has a good head on his shoulders. He knows what he's talking about, and he's an active player, y'all. See, fans say some of the weirdest things ever. So, I want to ask you this: if y'all got y'all sports parents out there, how many of y'all say in the chat save your kids' participation trophies?
Save your kids' participation trophies.
Yeah, how many of y'all save your kids' participation trophies?
Oh yeah.
Not the trophy they just give them for just showing up. How many of
Yeah.
y'all save that?
I-9 rec. Well, like that.
How many of y'all still have y'all participation trophies? How many of you guys work hard to try to get a promotion at your job? How many of you guys, when you get the promotion, you're gonna tell your boss, "No, man, it's not about winning." And I don't. I just want to hear showing up because it's 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 for the team, man. I come to work for the team only. That's all I care about. It's just my team. I don't want to win.
Ain't no participation trophies in here.
Because I think people that say that it's not about winning or being disingenuous. Everybody wants to win in life.
Yeah.
So, sports is a great platform to teach you that in a competitive environment. Carlos,
Yes.
before I'm steering off, because I'm ready for that show, man. You can see
Yes.
I'm pumped.
Yes, I
Um,
know. You're really, yeah.
but what do you think? What are your thoughts about this trade?
First of all, the chat's all in agreement. They save championship trophies, don't participate in trophies in their household. So that everybody's all in agreement. Yep. So yeah, man. So KD to the
Chief.
what happened? Well, I'm traumatized from
I'm not gonna beat that. God, that movie was crazy, man. Keep that seventh place trophies.
seventh place. Okay, so KD to the Rockets. Well, so I guess who was the runner up, Tony,
Runner up to what?
of Kevin Durant?
The runner, like, what do you mean the runner up to Kevin Durant?
Like who was the second team behind Houston?
Um, I don't know.
Miami Heat.
Uh,
So once again, they lose out on another star. First Damian Lillard.
Oh no, let
Now,
me stop. Let me stop you right there, man.
now
For you to
Kevin.
go on this tangent about your Heat, would you include um the pieces that they were asking for Kevin Durant?
Like,
No, it wasn't Tyler Hero, but they were asking for Jacquez.
well,
They were
Jaquez,
they was asking for Highsmith. They were asking for
Jovic.
they were asking for your rookie Jovic.
Yes,
Would you get rid of? Would you trade any of those pieces for Kevin Durant?
I would trade Jovic because I don't know what he did in the playoffs. Jovic, he choked that one game in the Cleveland series. Um,
Well, everybody choked.
Jaquez, like, maybe if for Kevin Durant. Highsmith, I don't know about Highsmith though. But even though we have Davion Mitchell,
Ooh,
um,
I like this one.
Khalil Ware, obviously we have, um, and some guys like Pell Larson. Rockets took the L on that trade. Not gonna get past. That's also I'm also gonna get into that after my take with the Heat. So
Yeah, I love because I like different I like different points of view, but I only acknowledge it if you give good basketball analysis as to why you make that point. And he gave a basketball a critique as to why he feels the Rockets took that trade. I lost that trade.
yeah,
So
yeah. So okay, so that's pass out of the way. Now let's talk about KD and the Rockets. So I'm glad he went to one of his preferred landing spots in Houston. Young squad. They gave away Jalen Green, gave away Dylan Brooks, draft picks, on all that. So obviously they're gonna keep Şengün, Van Vliet, Amin Thompson, Jabari Smith, and then now you have KD. Now the bigger picture here, the Western Conference. Back to that comment that Andrew said here. Rockets took the L in that trade, not going to get past the Western Conference Finals. Durant going to walk with no assets. Yes, that's another thing. Like, obviously, you have Şengün, Van Vliet, Amin Thompson, Jabari Smith, but who do you have below that, though? Like, depth wise. You know what I mean? And obviously, you got to be stacked in the Western Conference.
Western Conference, yeah, you need depth.
Yes, you got,
Every team,
okay,
every
what?
team, yeah, every team so far, every team in Texas has gotten better.
Yes. Yeah, so if you look at the Western Conference here, OKC, they're not going nowhere. Lakers are starting to rise. They're starting to rise now. Denver, they're still sticking in there. Obviously, Jokic.
On the
Um,
Clippers, it's looking like the Clippers going to get Terry Rozier.
I don't know.
They're trying to get Terry Rozier.
I don't know. I don't know. But Clippers, they're hanging in there. T Wolves, the Warriors got Jimmy Butler. They're sticking in the picture. I don't know about Memphis. Memphis, John Morant. We don't know about what's going on there. If he's gonna still be in Memphis, if they're gonna sign him. Sacramento, they're in a little bit of a I don't know rebuild. I guess you can say Sacramento. Dallas, they're gonna definitely be competing. Phoenix, Nah, they're gonna rebuild. Phoenix gonna rebuild. Portland, San Antonio gonna be up there. New Orleans, nah. Utah, nah. So that's gonna be a packed Western Conference. So I can say probably here, probably more than 6 teams here can compete in the Western Conference, and they can give a case to win the Western Conference and go to the NBA Finals. So all probably those teams have a case to win the Western Conference. So it's a packed Western Conference. So I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next year. KD in the Rockets.
And before I get leave that up because I'm before I get Ken's KJ's response. Um, Andrew says they're gonna get scoring and make a little run, but doesn't fit the team defensively. That's a good point. Yeah, yeah, they're gonna get a lot of scoring from KD, but where's it? But
Where's the
it's
depth there?
almost it's almost like it's almost like the Lakers with Luca. You gotta surround him with defenders.
Yeah,
And Chief says young youth, athleticism, and skill is the future of the league. The older guys are phasing out.
unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately. You got Anthony Edwards on the rise, Shea Gilchrist Alexander, Tyrese Halliburton. You got those young guys going up, and that's our future of our league right now.
Yeah, forgot to mute my notifications too.
Ah,
All right, KJ. Before we do start our Q&A, what do you what do you think about the Western Conference going into next year? It's before the draft, but we all know Dallas has the number one pick. They're gonna unless they trade it. They're getting Cooper Flat, and San Antonio has the number two pick, and now Phoenix has the 10th pick. So, what do you think about what Carlos said about the tough Western Conference, um, and how Houston will fare going into next year?
I think the Western Conference, like they're like getting like a lot better. Like OKC is just gonna stay up there at the top, but um other teams could also make a run, like how Houston just got Kevin Durant. They might make a run, but um like how the comments were saying, the Houston don't got no defense, and that's like one of the most important things. And you like you can't make a run just from scoring. You have to also use defense.
Couldn't said it none better myself.
yeah.
And with that being said, go ahead and take that off the screen, Carlos.
Yep. Let's get right into it.
Let's get into our Q&A, man. Clay, thanks for holding in there. Kenny, that went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I had to get off. I was getting on a little tangent. I
Yeah, you are.
apologize for that, Kennedy. This is your episode, not about LeBron and all that other ring culture and all that stuff. He's like, man, I don't care about all that right now. Interview me. No, you guys. I know the chat. You guys are ready to hear from Kennedy, learn about him, and yeah, that was a great analysis. We gonna have to bring him on one of our sports. I'm gonna work it out with his parents, and we're gonna bring him on one of our sports topic shows. That that's another announcement that we're gonna make going forward. After July, we're gonna have set date for our sports topic shows, so we don't have to keep doing it on our interview shows.
Yeah, most definitely.
So let's go ahead and start the Q&A with my man Kennedy, KJ, um, all day, ice tray, all that good stuff.
All right, Ken. All right. First question: which side of the ball you like playing better, offense or defense?
I probably prefer offense because I like setting my teammates up and scoring, and I like making the offense and and like getting my teammates open.
Yep, that's what it's all
Okay.
about. Teamwork. You got to get your teammates open to win. So, what inspired you to play basketball?
My whole family basically played basketball, and I wanted to be like them. And I really like the sports, like super fun. I've been playing since I was little.
Yeah, all right. All right, so what is your favorite move on the basketball court?
Probably the like the cross jab.
Cross
I
jab?
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so what are your strengths as a basketball player?
My strength is probably setting up the offense, scoring, and like looking at my teammates and seeing if they're open.
IQ. Yeah, that's what it's all about. All right, so what's one skill you want to get better at?
One skill I want to get better at is probably like passing the ball. I probably like when I drive, I'm thinking of like shooting first when like my teammate may be open in the corner.
That's true. And one solution for that, like when you drive, try and land on 2 feet so that you can shoot it, you can pass it, or you can pivot and try and get a layup. You know what I mean? So always land with 2 feet. Coaches are going to tell you in the future to land with 2 feet because, especially with smaller guards, it's always good to land with 2 feet because you have more control and you have more control, basically. You can shoot, pass, whatever. All right. So,
All right. And who is your who is your trainer?
My trainer is probably my coach, Rich. He's been like training me since I was little.
Okay. One thing, if you want to get better at that, it's best to practice it in your training first, so it'll be muscle memory to you. So start doing drills that have you coming off a screen, going downhill, which is penetrating, and have your trainer or have somebody like in the corner where you work on repetitively coming down, landing on 2 feet, kicking it into the corner. Okay, that way it becomes muscle memory. It'll become second nature to you, like when you work on your shooting and dribbling. So if you add that to your training, you'll definitely will get better at it. So that's what I do when any of my kids that come in, they want to be better at playmaking. We go through those scenarios in training. Like we'll come off a screen, and then we'll have it where you're big, drop down, and you bounce pass across the lane to hit them for a layup. So you run through all those scenarios. Okay, and at the last second, if they're open, you go in and score.
yep,
All right.
exactly. All right. So, what do you do to mentally prepare for a game?
Usually, I just like the only thing I can hear is like myself and the basketball, and I usually just like block out all the sound and just I can't hear anything and just myself.
All right. Yeah, it's a pretty good strategy. Block out the noise behind, like outside the court. Okay. So, what are your goals for basketball?
My goals is probably like to make it to high school varsity as a freshman and to get a D1 full ride scholarship and make it to the NBA.
I love it. I love those goals. Yeah, obviously one step at a time. High school varsity, then getting to Division One. Division One's hard these days, but it's possible. It's possible, but you got to work very hard to get that Division One offer, and then NBA. You got to work hard. You got to work very hard. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what?
He must really like you, KJ, because he's giving you big brother advice already.
Yeah. No.
So that means he really likes you.
Yeah. No. Like. Yeah. It's like clicking. Yeah.
Yeah. If Carlos likes you, he gives you big brother advice.
Yeah. It's just making sense. It's clicking. All right. So what motivates you to keep chasing your dreams?
Something that motivates me is probably seeing all those NBA players in like the big leagues, and I want like to make it up there and play in the NBA with like some of them.
Okay.
Awesome.
Very good. All right. So what do you like most about the team you're playing with right now?
Something I'm like most is probably how like we have a good chemistry together and how I've made so many friends and we know like all each other.
chemistry is very important to win these days. You know, I do know a team that has very good chemistry. The Florida Panthers. You already know
Oh,
the
here we go.
chemistry. The chemistry is
Here
insane for
we
the
go.
Florida Panthers, and that's why they're a dynasty. But that's a story for another day.
Here we go, man.
It always connects. You know what I mean? It's connecting right now. It's like connecting. I love it. All right, Ken. So, what's the best advice a coach has given you?
That offense isn't the main thing, and like offense usually comes from defense, and like defense usually sets up the offense. Like you can't like set up the defense from offense.
I like it. Very smart. All right. So, who do you idolize your game to?
I idolize my game probably to like Allen Iverson or like Steph Curry or someone like that because I feel like I like to play like them.
Okay. Very good. All right. So, what's your favorite NBA team and why?
My favorite NBA team is probably Golden State because they have like one of my favorite NBA players, Steph Curry, and they just made a trade for like Jimmy Butler and like they became like a pretty good franchise.
And don't remind Carlos about that Jimmy Butler trade.
No, 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 no. But Jimmy Butler Jay was well needed. Like he wasn't performing his best in Miami. You know, he was just going through emotions. He didn't want to be there. So I'm glad he's in Golden State. I'm glad. But Kennedy, what happens if Steph Curry does get traded? I don't know. It might not happen 1%. But obviously we know about Luca. Obviously that
Wow.
came out of nowhere. Like I didn't even expect that. Like
Wow.
Shams didn't even expect it until 5 minutes before it happened. Like he didn't even know like previous to happen. He knew like 5 minutes before he sent the announcement. So but if whatever happens, I don't know if it does. But what happens if Curry does get traded?
Can you put him in his place? Let him know.
Like Steph Curry, if he got traded, that it depends like who he got traded for. Like if he got traded for like someone as good as Luca, it would probably be good for Golden State. But like if he got like traded for like a role player, like I'd be really sad. And like it really just depends like who he get traded for.
All
Tell
right.
it, Kennedy. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
He's
If they
obviously not
trade,
gonna.
if they trade Steph Curry, you'll probably you'll have a fit. Like, what is wrong with them? Why
Yeah,
y'all? What the heck are y'all trading the franchise player for?
You
What's
know,
wrong
he,
with y'all?
he's right now their number one.
leading them for like a super long time. Be like one of their best players. Would be really sad if they
You know,
traded.
he's ready for those TV interviews because he gave the most political answer ever.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
he's up there. He's like the number one right now in Golden State. I don't think he's gonna be touched.
but I heard it in his voice. He was hiding it, but I heard it in his voice. He was like, "Boy, if they ever trade Steph Curry, boy, I am going to go berserk. They better
Yeah,
not ever trade Steph Curry.
Yeah, I know.
Why you do that to him, man? Try to
I don't.
put that on Kennedy, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
but
man.
once again,
He don't even. He's not even. I don't want him. I don't want him to even think about that nonsense.
yeah, I know it's not gonna happen. But
Yeah, there be some dang on fools if they trade Steph Curry. They
yeah,
deserve to lose if they trade Steph Curry.
yeah, I know. Golden State's gonna be here down. All right, Kennedy. All right, so what is your training slash practice schedule like during the week?
my training is probably since it's summer. I probably like hit the gym and then probably go to practice, and I like and then maybe play basketball in between that. And like I really like playing basketball, like not just during practice, like different times.
Okay, so speaking of the gym, like, are you lifting weights right now or no?
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Well, okay, we're good. All right. All right. So, what was your best game ever? Like best performance?
My best performance is probably one of my games. I had like a lot of points and assists and steals, and I had like a lot like of points. I think I had like around like 50 points and a lot of assists. Yeah.
50 points. This was this a travel game? AAU?
Yes.
Wow. 50 points in an AAU game. Wow, that's crazy. Like I can't even imagine that.
You played the whole game from start
Yeah,
to finish. You didn't
and
sit at
like
all.
mm, I think I said like once, but like all our teammates, we had like a lot of points, and like that was just like a really fun game for us because like we just got to practice all our moves.
Okay.
Oh, it sound like they beat. It sound like they beat them by 50.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're they're out there doing East Bays and everything in the middle of the game.
Yeah, off the backboard, alley oops, dude. It's
Yeah, a
like a
bunch of 10-year-olds throwing each other's lobs.
I know. It's just like a circus. It's like a show. All right, so how do you stay focused during a tough game?
I'd probably say focus by like how I said earlier, blocking out all the noises and like making sure I can't hear anything, and I just think about myself and the game.
Okay. All right, so if you could meet any sports athlete, basketball, football, soccer, baseball, who would it be and why?
It would probably be Kobe Bryant because like I like his mentality and like that would be like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and like I feel like he would have like a lot of news for me and like teach me about a lot of stuff because like he used to be in the gym like all day and all night, just practicing. So I feel like he had like a lot of stuff in like his mentality.
Yeah, he has an elite mentality. Indeed. All right, so besides basketball, what other sport would you try and why?
I would probably try football because like that's also one of my favorite sports. Like I like watching it, and like my cousin also plays too, so I feel like he could also give me a lot of tips.
Okay. For football, what position do you think you would play?
I think I might maybe play like running back or like quarterback.
Okay. All right, so what are your favorite hobbies slash interests outside the basketball court?
Some of my favorite hobbies is probably video games, like hanging out with like my brother and like um playing football sometimes and like spending time with my family.
Yeah, all very good things. So you mentioned video games, right?
Yeah,
What is your favorite video game?
probably 2K 25.
2K25? Yeah, pretty good game. All right, so that's it for my Q&A. And now we'll be moving on to the content, the other content footage. We got transition.
Transition.
Yep.
All right, good questions, Carlos. Good questions. You
Thank
you
you.
have you have my man fidgeting in his chair. You good? You good, KJ?
Yes.
He didn't make you nervous, did he?
No.
No.
Hey, he
You,
good.
you told him you built for this. All right, KJ. This is every guest's favorite part of the show. This is the show and tell part. This is the part where you can show and tell everybody about how good you are and all your sports. So, you ready?
Yes.
You ready to have fun with the show and tell?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let's get it. So, let's start here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna show a few of your photos, some of the events that you've been to, some of your tournaments, and some of these cool people that you've met, and then you can tell everybody about it. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one, you gotta tell us who this person is with you.
Uh, I forgot. Wait. I forgot who I was with. Hold up.
Trevor Ariza.
Trevor,
Yeah,
yes.
for Visa. Oh yeah, like I was excited when I saw like it was after one of my games, and my dad told me like he saw like an NBA player, and then I went and I went to go take a picture with him, and I went to say what's up.
You know he played with Kobe Bryant too, right? They were
Yeah.
teammates.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they should have won they won a championship together as well, and I'm just mad they traded him for Ron Artest. Should have kept him. But shout out to my man Trevor Ariza, great defender, Great shooter, but overall, number one defender, athletic, the whole nine. But wait, that's not all. Who's this big head dude that you over here taking a picture with?
Gilbert Arenas.
Gilberinas. Yep, exactly.
No Chill Gill. Shout out to No Chill Gill, man. Y'all gotta check out his pod, man. He be having some hilarious episodes. Um, well, No Chill Gill is mainly him being himself, but Gill's Arena is his podcast that where he has Kenyon Martin, um, Nick Young, and damn, what's the other dude's name? Um, bum, 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 dum, 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 dum. They have Mashad McCants. Mashad McCants. I think it's Mashad McCants. So yeah, Gills Arena. They usually go live in the afternoons, but he be saying some off the wall stuff sometimes. But you know, Gil was a dog on that court. Well, enough of my yapping. Let's let your fans know about this this meeting you had with No Chill Gil.
So it was between like one of my games, and I saw him like he was watching his son play, and I was like really excited to see him because like he's like a legend. And then I saw him, and there was like a whole crowd around him. And then I got to take a picture of him, and I think I also got him to sign my basketball.
Oh,
Wow.
that is awesome. Do you have that with you so you can do so you can do that with the show and tell portion, the signed
Yeah,
basketball? You can probably ask one of your parents to go get it for you.
I think I got him to sign my basketball and shoe.
Oh, and shoot.
Oh man, that's so cool. Shout out to No Chill Gill, man. You're a real one
Gilberina.
for that. Okay, while we wait on that, so you can show the autograph. Um, let's talk about this dude right here.
Uh, um, I remember him. I just forgot his name.
Uh oh. Uh
Dang
oh.
it.
That
Um,
is man. I need to blow this picture up.
uh,
We got NBA legends on here. We don't even know.
I forgot.
That is that's Brandon
Oh, yeah,
Jennings.
Brandon Jennings. Yeah,
Brandon Jennings.
yeah.
It took me
Uh,
a minute too. It was like, no, hold up. Like, because that looked like Brandon Jennings, but I don't. Is it really? As I was saying in my head, I was like, oh yeah, that is Brandon Jennings. He was a bucket too.
yes.
It was a bucket. And who's that? Who's that wearing number two?
Oh,
Who's that?
that's one of my one of my old teammates. He's like one of my best friends, and like we saw him together, so we took a picture together.
That's cool. Shout out to Brandon Jennings, man. Keep doing the good, you know, cool things with this youth. Thank you for taking a picture with my man KJ. And
Oh, wait. Yep. We all know who that is.
Yeah. Wait. I know who he is. I just forgot his name. Um,
uh,
that's
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, he's
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
Boston.
it.
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas.
Did he give you any good advice? Any words of encouragement?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay, because we talked about him earlier when we had JJ on here. Um, that he said that whenever you see him at an event, just pull up on him, talk to him, regardless of what team you're on, and he'll talk back and take pictures with him. So shout out. We gave him a shout out on the last show. We'll give him a shout out again today. IT man, he's a real one. He's approachable. He's not afraid, to give these kids advice, whether they're on his team or not. So shout out to you, IT. And we got
uh,
you got some legends in the background right here.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
there we go, Chris Paul.
Yeah, CP3, and I can't really tell who's that with him. I can't tell who's that with him. I can barely see his face. But was this at one of his at his camps?
I think he was watching it like his son play. Um, and like I went to say what's up to him.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Chris Paul, man.
CP3.
And Carlos ain't gonna know who this next one is. but but shout out to this last one, man. This dude was a beast.
Oh,
Oh,
Zach.
there it is. Zebo.
Yep, Zach Randolph. Yep.
Zach Randolph. That dude was a whoo.
Played for Memphis. Played for Sacramento.
You talk about a gritty team with him, Mark Gasol, Tony Allen, and all those boys. Man, they were gritty. Man, man, he was one of my favorite players when he played because I liked his approach to the game, man. He he wasn't afraid of nobody. He'll go in there. He was gritty. He wasn't afraid of contacting that paint, and he worked his butt off for everything that he got. He was a very, 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 very hard worker. He was one of the players they wrote off. They say he'll never be an all-star. They said he wouldn't last, and he proved them all wrong. It was a multi all-star. You know, lasted 10 plus years. Um, I just wish he would have got a chip, but it's not going to diminish his achievements in Memphis. So shout out to my man Zebo. My bad, my bad, Ken.
It's like
Oh. And this last one is the best picture of them all.
Hey, he's with him. Trophy.
yeah.
So what is this trophy you want? You won, KJ?
So it was like after like one of my tournaments, I got MVP and we won that trophy and my coach gave it to me.
Man, that's what's up. Shout out to your coach for that, man. Yeah, true MVP. So you know what MVP stands for?
Most valuable player.
That's my dude.
There we go.
It's a shame that we had somebody on here that didn't even know that, and they were a basketball player.
Yeah, I know.
You get a Carlos said thinks I overdo that.
A round of applause.
Get a round of applause for that. Those those were some amazing photos, man. You took some pictures with some amazing, amazing NBA players. Which one of those meetings stood out to you the most of all those players that you met?
I think either like Isaiah Thomas or like Zach Randolph.
Okay, and I understand why you picked them. Those two are very cool people. They were mean on the court, but great to meet on the, off the court.
Yep.
Great to meet. So we have more footage to show of the show and tell. Now we get this. We get to show everybody the video footage to show them how good you are. But before I bring that up, KJ, um, do you have anything you want to show the audience before we show the footage?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it.
Okay, wait.
You know,
Never mind. Never
you
mind.
don't have it.
No.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. This is something that I ask all my hoopers on there. Um, what is your if you're going for a tournament or a game? What are the top three shoes that you must have in your bag?
Probably my Kobe's number one. uh, then my LeBrons, then my Giannis's.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Shout out to all three of them, especially Kobe Bryant. Man, still motivating the youth, man. Still motivating the youth out there, man. Shout out to you. But real quick though, we're gonna get into your videos. But there's one quick video that I want to show you real quick. I want to get your honest reaction. It's about 6 seconds long, KJ. And the person and what I'm about to show you is your age. So you ready?
Yes.
You want to see? He's like, man, just show the clip. All right, here we go.
Man, I'll never get old.
Cause his son, I saw that clip about 30 times.
It's never gonna get old. It never will.
So, so what is your reaction to that?
I mean, that's like crazy to pull off in game. That's like a really hard move to do.
Yeah,
You know, like, especially like inside the game. That's like really hard to do.
yeah. It was almost similar to your 50-point game. They were ahead, and I think you said somebody dared him or something, or
Some
No, I think.
the other player was talking trash to him or something, and
Oh,
then he
or
just
probably,
did it.
yeah, but he just did it to do it.
day.
Yeah, he did an East Bay off the dribble. That was pretty. I was pretty cool. And I told him, and I was like, I gotta show it. I gotta show it everything. So, but let's show them. You know, we've been telling them about how talented you are on the basketball court. You ready to show them?
Yes.
Yeah, let's show them. Let's show 'em. Man, I got lost in the highlights. I forgot that to check keep them up with the time that it was on. It was coming to an end. But before you talk about your highlights, I'm just going to give this critique. Well, not really critique, but I saw a lot of. I know you said Steph Curry is your favorite player, and why is Steph Curry your favorite player?
Cause like I like how like he can shoot and like set up the offense and like how good he is at shooting.
So I saw a lot of those you came off screens and you popped and got that and shot your shot with no hesitation. So that's a lot of what Steph Curry does. He comes off those screens, rubs it and then pulls up from there. So you did that a lot with consistently in those highlights. So I know you do that every game. So I saw that. So I like that about your game because that makes the defense. They don't know what they want to do. Like if I, because you're smart. If they go under your screen, yeah, you take that shot. If they go over, you go to the rack like you did in those highlights. So at 10 years old, you can figure that out. Man, that's big props to you. And I like that about your game, man. You already have that figured out at 10. You're gonna go places. Okay.
Okay.
And the defense, man, I like you just active hands, getting those steals, getting those layups. Carlos loves defense.
Yeah.
When he gets excited when he sees defensive plays.
Mhm, mhm.
He jumps out of his chair. Nah, he don't jump out of his chair. But he loves defense.
Yeah.
But so but after watching your highlights, tell us a little bit about those games from those clips.
So most of them, like, I was doing like what I told you guys earlier. I was like focusing on myself, and it just came natural. And like I was just reading the defense. Like if they went under, I shot it. If they went over, I went. And like on defense, like if um if I see like they put the ball in front of me, I'm gonna take it. But like if they don't, I'm gonna stay in front of them and wait till they do. And yeah, like most of those clips, um like on fast breaks, if I see a defender, I'll just make one quick move and then just drive right to the basket.
And that's where I saw from you did mention Allen Iverson earlier as one of the players you look like. I mean, like you look like
Idolized.
you idolize. Anyways, he did look like Allen Iverson when he did that quick snatch cross. He said, "Shoo," and was gone. Man, man, you're pretty fast. I don't know. There's not too many 10-year-olds that can stay in front of that.
Thanks.
You're welcome, man. Keep that up, man. I love your game, man. Man. You would triple threat out there. Defense. You're quick off the dribble, and you can stop and pull that J. You're gonna be tough to guard. And as you get older, you're gonna get better at all that stuff. So I can't wait to see what you're gonna look like in high school, man. I can't wait. I'm gonna have to fly out to California to come to come to some of your games, and I think that'll be awesome. Oh, my bad, Carlos. What
What?
you got any you got any what do you think about his highlights?
I was pretty impressed, and I saw some clips where you landed on 2 feet, finished on 2 feet. That's amazing. And plus, and I really like how pick and roll this early. I love it. When he goes under, you obviously shoot. If he goes over, you can do a rescreen. You could if he trails you, keep him on your back. Stay patient and then read what the defense giving you. So I really love how pick and roll this early, like at a young age. I really love it.
Yeah, and nothing else that needs to be said, man.
Yeah. So
You said it all, man. Your game is nearly complete. I always why I ain't gonna say complete yet. That means that because you say it's complete, that means you can't improve on anything. So it's nearly complete. So just keep working hard, keep trucking along. All right.
All right.
But wait, there's more.
yeah.
Got more stuff to show everybody. You ready for the next video? All right, here we go.
Besides LeBron James, which four players have the most playoff points all time? Kareem's number two.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan's number one.
Kobe.
Kobe's number three.
This the last one's gonna be harder.
You're missing number four. Last one.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant's number six. Steph
Shaq.
Durant. Let's go!
That guy's so popular on Instagram. Like that, he's so popular doing those trivia stuff. Like I love it.
Yeah, and I'm glad we got that video to show because everybody so focused on showing their basketball highlights. Nothing wrong with that,
Yeah,
but Kennedy is showing y'all other aspects of himself. Like he's
I
showing
know.
you that he has basketball knowledge.
Yeah, I know. That's
So I
amazing.
like that you're showing everybody the complete picture of yourself. So that's what's up. And how'd you get so good at that trivia, man? How'd you get so good at that trivia? My man just smart.
On the spot too.
Yeah.
No
Don't do it,
notes.
Carlos. Don't do it, Carlos.
What?
Carlos, I see it in his eyes. He wants to give you some trivia.
Oh no, 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 no. We're not. We're good.
I see it in his eyes. He wants to ask you who's the Big Dipper.
Not. No, no, no. We'll get into the videos. We'll get into the videos.
All right, you ready for the next video?
Yeah.
Hey, KJ, tell him what was the other sport that you do besides basketball?
Jiu-jitsu and snowboarding.
Jiu-jitsu. So let's hold that thought on the jiu-jitsu part. Let's show everybody. Let's show everybody what you look like on the mat. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get it. My man got that rear naked choke down to a science. I saw three of them, three of those clips. He had that rear naked choke on them. They couldn't get out of it. Man, and he hit that arm bar too. It's like submit. Man, that is awesome, man. So tell us what got you into jiu-jitsu.
I really just wanted to like know more about like fighting and like wrestling, and I asked my parents if I could do it, and they're like sure, and then they signed me up, and like I've just been like doing it for like a couple months now.
That was only for 2 months. Man, you're like a pro.
Like a couple, like maybe like 3, 4 months.
Man, boy, you're like a pro already. You're like a pro already. Like you've been in the octagon a few times. Man, shout out to you, man, Ken. You're impressing me a lot. The more I learn about you, the more impressed I'm getting, man. I like that. So, what do you think, Carlos, about his jiu-jitsu highlights? Because disclaimer before Carlos says it, you are the very first athlete. Two things, records on episode 33. You're the first athlete from California, my hometown,
Yeah.
and you're the first one in here that showed us jiu-jitsu highlights. So you're the first combat athlete we had on here. So two things, man. So you
Yeah.
get another one of these. You get another one of these. For setting records on this show.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool, man. I think that's pretty cool. All right, Carlos, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's very good to be multidimensional, like do basketball. Like I really like how you're doing jujitsu now. I don't really know much about MMA. Boxing is probably the closest thing to it. But yeah, I'm really impressed that that you're doing other things besides basketball. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, me too. I'm really impressed, man, and how good you are in doing it in just a short time. Man, it seems like whatever you put your mind to, man, you excel at it. And greatness is in his veins. And shout out to mom and dad for listening to you and putting you in there, giving you a shot at it. Yeah, have you did any jujitsu tournaments or events yet?
Not yet.
Okay. But whenever y'all do, hit us up so we can help you with the sponsorship. So you can get to those events. Okay.
Okay.
And you ready for the last one?
Yes.
There's one more thing that you said you love to do. And I said earlier in the show that I would love to do that with you. And what was that?
Snowboarding.
Snowboarding. My man's going to show him on that snow. Here we go.
I know what kind Yeah, for all of us.
Oh, oh, he got the wipe out at the end. I don't know what's more impressive. You, um, getting down that hill by yourself, or the person or whoever was recording that on the board themselves.
Hmm.
I don't know what was more impressive, but so that was pretty cool, man. That you showing us you doing snowboarding, and that looks like a lot of fun. So tell us a little bit about about that. Like what made you decide to start snowboarding, and do you do it for fun, or are you looking to do it competitive?
So basically, like it's like a family tradition to go to like Big Bear every winter and like snowboard. And like I got into like snowboarding, and they just taught me how to do it. And now sometimes we just go up there, snowboard, and like have fun up there.
Okay, so it's more for fun. That's
Yeah.
good. You know, I'm gonna tell you a secret on the Be Ready Sports podcast. Well, it's not really a secret because everybody gonna hear it. But that was also our tradition when I was younger. We go up to Big Bear and we ski. We used to do that every winter. I hated the fake snow because you fall on that crap hurt. But on the real snow, oh, it is real snow. It's a whole a lot much better. It's a lot much better. Turns are crisper. You don't hit ice. Hitting ice, it scratches up your board and your skis, and you hate it, and it sucks. But that was our tradition too up there at Big Bear. So I'm glad you guys do that every winter. It's pretty cool. Oh, my bad, Carlos.
Hmm? No,
Mm,
no, 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 you're good because I don't know nothing about snowboarding. I don't think you're gonna see me in a snowboard. I'm staying
Oh
here.
man, we got to go out there one winter, and if I know it's their family tradition, so if they allow us, we need to go out there and learn how to snowboard with them, and they can catch on video of how many times I fall on my face trying to go down that mountain.
Yeah, that's why you're not gonna see me on a snowboard.
Man, don't be chicken.
No, I'm not.
That's part of being a journalist, man. You got to go out there and do these things. Do these things, man. Who knows? It might make you famous.
Yeah, fall on my face and get like 200,000 views.
You probably get more than that.
Yeah, probably more than that. Yeah, and then we get
You're gonna go viral. We'll
cuts and
go viral.
scars and everything.
And Kennedy sitting up there at the top of the mountain just laughing at us. Well, look at these two. They just bumbling down the hill.
You're like,
All right. So we talked about our hot topics, which we're definitely gonna do a show about. Give a
yeah,
shout out to my man Corbin. I'm gonna give you another one, Corbin. Shout out to you, man. We about to get it in, man. We're gonna work hard. You're gonna be great. Um, we learned a lot about you from the Q&A. We know Iverson and Steph is your favorite players. We saw you take pictures with a lot of great legends, and we saw you in all three of your sports. We saw you in basketball, killing it. We saw you in jujitsu, got that real naked chokehold and down to a science. I would not want to spar with you.
hmm,
And then we saw you coming down, and we saw you snowboarding. I mean, what else is there, Carlos?
hmm. He's just multi-dimensional, Snowboarding, jujitsu, basketball, multi-dimensional.
Yeah. So what's left? What's left to talk about, KJ?
I don't think there's anything left.
We said it all. All right, but before I let you go, there is one thing I ask all my athletes that come on here. Um, well, we all know everybody picks their number, and they have a story behind it. So, what is your go to number? Why did you choose?
My go-to number is probably number 3 because one of my like dad's favorite NBA players is Allen Iverson, and I also like really like him, and he wears the number 3, and that's one of my favorite numbers. And my dad wears that when he was playing basketball too, so I just started wearing it and to like represent like them.
It's also a pretty cool number.
Yeah,
It is.
Three. It's also for one of the shots that you're good at, the 3-pointer.
yeah.
Just make a 3 and point to your number. All right. So last thing, um, do you want to talk to your audience real quick before you get out of here?
Sure.
He was like, I don't know. I don't know. I want to talk to those dudes. All right. So what we're gonna do is, you want to come on here, give. You've been watching the whole show. You learned a lot about KJ. If you want to come on here, give him his props. Go ahead and click the link in the chat. You come on the show, and you can talk to KJ. Or if you have any questions for him, feel free to ask him. We'll take maybe two.
Yeah, a few.
We'll
Like two.
take we take maybe two. Um, yeah. But go ahead and click that link and come on in here. And while we're waiting on some calls, I'm gonna have Carlos give KJ some quick trivia while we waiting on a couple calls. Since he
Yes.
knows who's the all-time leading, he says he knows who the all-time leading scorer is and everything.
Yes, and also KJ, your cousin from Omaha, Nebraska. Speaking about Omaha, congrats to LSU, the baseball team for college baseball. They won the World Series, College World Series today. They beat Coastal Carolina, and they won their, I believe, eighth title in franchise. What the heck am I talking about? Team history. LSU not a franchise. It's a college in, how do you say it? School history. There we go.
Full history, man.
Eighth title in school history. They went on an undefeated run in the World Series. So and and that's like, that's where like all the baseball teams wanna, yeah, the College World Series. Yeah, most definitely. That's where all the baseball teams want to get to, like road to Omaha. That's what they're basically saying, and that's the big place, the College Baseball World Series. And LSU got the win today against Coastal Carolina. All right, so KJ, another question here from Mitchell here. You can read it.
KJ, where do you want to go to college? Uh, I would probably want to go to college at Duke, North Carolina, or UCLA.
Why do Carolina, UCLA?
Because they're one of the top teams right now, and I really like their basketball program, and not just in sports and like school too.
Yeah, very good. You obviously got to be very talented, right? You got to be very talented because not everybody goes to Duke, Carolina, or UCLA. You obviously got to work 100 times harder compared to the other people. You got to work way harder, to go to Duke, Carolina, all these blue bloods in college basketball. So yeah. Yeah, so congrats to LSU, College World Series, and yeah, so let's get into some trivia, shall we, KJ?
Well,
Yeah,
let's see if you guys come on. I'm not gonna keep KJ on here too much longer. No one's gonna click the link. I know
Yes.
he wants to watch Game 7. So
Yeah, we're trying to watch the
Got
starting lineups for Game 7.
guys, come on, click the link. But quick announcement. Um, Storm Russo,
Ooh.
from his combine at IMG, won MVP from the event. He has the longest throw at 40 yards
Mm,
at the combine.
all right.
He went 3 for 4 for 130 yards and one touchdown and no interceptions um, in the game, and they won 28-20 on a comeback. And he was the only fourth grader at the event. Everyone else was in middle school.
Wow, congratulations, Storm Russo. Obviously, he's the number one quarterback in the class of 2033. IMG already looking at him. IMG is a really good, prestigious academy. Probably going there for high school. That's obviously some big time stuff. You know, and speaking about Speedy, we talked about him before this, in the beginning of the show. Getting interest from Wofford University from a D1. That's Division One. If you guys don't know, Wofford Division One. You know, big time honor. You know what I mean? Going Division One, it's hard these days. Obviously him getting interest at a young age. You know, going having interest from a D1 coach from Wofford. That's some big time stuff. So shout out to Speedy. He already got an offer, Speedy, and we mentioned this on our story that he got offered from Lenore Rhine, D2 University. So yeah, he already got an offer already at a young age. So shout out to Speedy, already getting a D2 offer, and who knows, he might get that D1 offer with Wofford.
Okay, and we'll give you guys 60 more seconds to click
Yes.
that link to come in here. And you guys been great in the chat, but it's time to talk to KJ. Y'all don't want to click the link. Come on, it's at the top. I'll give you about 60 more seconds. Doo-doo.
Yeah.
All right, let's give him two trivia questions too
All right.
while we wait.
Okay. Phone lines are open, so we're just doing this just to pass the time. So,
Mhm.
two trivia questions. All right. As you know, KJ, Ken, game 7 is tonight. Game 7 is tonight. Um, and obviously they're doing something special that they did back in game 5, which is broadcast the starting lineups. Finally something they haven't done in a while. But when was the last time they broadcasted the starting lineups?
Um,
Really?
Yes.
You gonna ask my man that?
Yes.
I think it was like, it was either like in the 2000s or like in the 90s.
Oh no. It is actually 2010s. It was actually in the 2010 2020 era. It wasn't that long time ago.
I think it was like 2016. Wait,
No, before that. Before 2016.
2013.
There we go. 2013. Yeah, 12 years ago. I don't know why they stopped, but they returned it back for game 5, and that was, something that we all needed. But now we need decals on the court. I think we all know. We need decals on the court for the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals decal, those digital things don't work for us. It doesn't work. We need actual NBA Final decals on the court. And everybody's been petitioning that. So hopefully it happens. But in the meantime, we got to deal with digital decals. Okay, last question, and then we're gonna wrap it up right here. Hoo-wee. When was the last time OKC made the finals?
Wait. Mm, 19.
No, not 19. No. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a clue here. OKC was established in 2008. So
Okay.
you can guess
Uh,
from
2015. I
No,
wait. Oh,
not
no.
15.
2000. I forgot this one. I think it was like 2000, like 19 or 18.
No, not 1918.
Um,
I'll tell you who they played. They played LeBron James and the Miami Heat
Yeah, they ran into the Heatles.
when they won their first when LeBron won his first championship.
2014,
No, not 14.
Very close.
2013.
Close. Not
Wait,
13.
You said
2006 or 7?
you said the
2000.
last time.
Wait, no.
You
Wait, no.
said the last time OKC
2000.
was in the finals,
Yes,
right?
when they last appeared in the finals.
Yeah, 2012. I
There
think.
we go. 2012.
I think he said that already.
N- Wait, what? 2012?
I thought he said that already. I think that
No,
was one of the first ones he said.
no, he said 2015.
He got it right now, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, he did. 2012.
He got it right now, so it doesn't matter. Well, no one's called in, so I'm going to take this off the screen
Yeah,
and
wrap it up.
just make sure you guys. We appreciate everybody staying on the show for as long as we did. You learned a lot about KJ. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That way, and like and share this episode. You can watch it over and over and over again, and over and over and over again. Share it with your friends, um, and tell everybody about the show. Spread the word, and you will see more great athletes as we come on tomorrow with another Florida guy. Um, Going to sixth grade, my man Zion Brown, who plays with the Florida Rebels, will be on here tomorrow. And then there's going to be someone that you know that's going to be on here next Friday by the name of Isaac Passion or Pazion. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think that's the correct way to pronounce his name. So he'll be on here Friday. So do you have any final shout outs you want to get or tell them how they can find you on social media?
Yes. I would like to give a shout out to my basketball team, California Dream, and to my Coach Rich, and Coach Jared. I would like to give a shout out to them.
Awesome. And
Yes.
what is your and how can they find you on social media?
You could look on Instagram. Um, you could look on Instagram. I think it was like Kennedy Jordan. I think Kennedy something.
Yeah, it's in the the description of the video. I believe it's Ken Jordan. I should know your. Hold on, I'll tell everybody in just a second. I think it was Ken Jordan 3. Your number.
Yeah.
Ken Jordan 3 on Instagram. So, and if you want to donate to the channel so we can help, you know, our local kids, all the donations will go to helping the local kids in our area, and to the Hurricane Basketball Academy. That's it's going across the screen. That's that $ Coach T HBA Academy. So great show, Carlos. I know the final is about to start soon, so
Yes.
let's count it down.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
To be ready.
And stay focused. Oh, wait.
Yeah, stay focused, but be ready, stay ready.
Yeah, be ready, stay ready.
All right, let's try it one more time. He says, but yeah, stay focused.
3, 2, 1.
To be ready,
And stay ready.
and we out, y'all. Enjoy the finals. Enjoy Game 7.
Game
We'll
7.
be on tomorrow.